What's going on, guys? So we're going to talk very candidly. It's my new favorite word, candidly. We're going to talk very candidly about how to disappear completely and transform yourself. Crazy, I know, that's a mouthful. So why would anybody want to do this, first of all? I really want to preface all this by saying that your new life will literally cost you your old one. And the reason I want to preface it is because I don't think people take this as seriously as they should. Like, there is a chance, if you actually pay attention to this video and you're not scrolling and doing all this other stuff, that you will become a new person. You will have friends that no longer like you or no longer want to be in your circle, or you don't want to be in their circle. You will dress different, you will talk different, you will act different. Your old life will almost be foreign to you. A lot of people are not ready for it. I wasn't. It was like a whirlwind. It's crazy. And I've been on this path for about 2.5 years, maybe 3. So it's like my life significantly, radically changed 3 years ago, and radically changed again about a year ago. So you ready for that? If you're not ready for that, then just click off the video. And if not, then let's jump right into it. My story, I don't want to harp about myself too much, but it's pretty simple. One day a chick that I really liked and admired told me, "I feel like you're not living up to your potential." What do I want? What do I want out of life? What is my actual purpose, and what am I working towards, and what does legacy look like? I've been asking myself these questions, but when she said that, it kind of lit that fire under me. Good times create weak men. If you know that saying, obviously, I think everybody knows it at this point. So as a complacent man, you create hard times for your future self. Does that make sense? I think sometimes all you need is a fresh start, because complacency is basically you being too comfortable, and that's technically a good time, right? And if you never take that step back to do the hard work, then inevitably you're just gonna run into hard times. A lot of people don't get that. And I'm not saying that if you're satisfied with life, dude, if you're satisfied, click off this video, do your thing, man. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking specifically about people that become too comfortable, too complacent. It's because there's certain types of work that you need to do and you're not doing it, and then it kind of just piles up, and then all of a sudden you have a leak. And that's just kind of what it is here. And so a fresh start, a fresh slate to become something greater, something bigger. And so in order to basically erect yourself, to erect yourself, you're going to have to become somebody that is new. I think it's called The Strangest Secret or The Greatest Secret. I think it's The Strangest Secret in the World by Earl Nightingale. Really good podcast from back in the day. Basically what he's describing is how people drift. And a great analogy I love to use is imagine if you just got in a car and you were just driving and your friend's in the passenger, and then 30 minutes into the drive they're asking you, "Hey, where are we going?" You look over at them and you're like, "I have no idea, actually. I didn't even think about that." That's most people these days. Most people, and I'm not saying that in a way of disrespect or anything, most people are aimless. They don't have a purpose. They don't know where they're going. They just go to work and they go to the same bars and they do their thing, and they don't, if you ask them what is your goal, for example, they don't have one. A lot of people like to argue "Oh, well, that's totally fine." Sure. That's not the target audience I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that deep down know that they should be doing something more, and that want more. And in my experience, just living on Earth, it seems, and it would seem, that most people just want more, but they're not thinking about that. And it's because our attention is split in all these different directions, from social media to relationships, and it gets pretty crazy. And so your ikigai is your concept for the reason of being. Why are you alive, right? And so it's what you love, it's what you're good at, it's what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. And a lot of people don't understand that these things can always be linked. If you love ballet, maybe you should be making short form and long form ballet content and being paid for that, because people don't know how to do ballet. And that's just a random example, but it's there's so many more concepts and ideas. You don't literally need to be an astronaut, right? But you can still tap into that love and make money from it, and people literally need you to do that. Really ponder your ikigai. That is why I actually say you need to delete social media. The reason I say that is it is the amount of time social media has stolen from people is completely absurd. It's insane. There's so many people that we should have known that we'll never know because social media literally took them from us. I don't even recommend limiting it. Like, just do a detox for 3 months, like 2 months, a month, whatever it is. Like, detox, please. It is completely derailing your progress. If you knew what it was actually doing, you wouldn't be spending so much time on it. Easier said than done. Go check out some of my other videos. I talk about this more in depth. 2, the random flings, the partying, like the nights out, like all that stuff. It's like, you don't need to go out every single night. Like, bro, it's okay. It's okay. The party's always going to be there. The girl's always going to be there. And if she's not, then she's not meant for you. Your friends are blowing you up and your friends are like, bro, where are you at? Come to Buddy's. It's $2 beers on Tuesday. It's like, you got to like just ignore it, bro. Like, put it to the side. And if your friends get mad at you and they call you lame or whatever, then like, those are not your friends, because your real friends would actually respect you and they would actually respect the path that you're on, and they would try to empower you on the path that you're on. Friends that are just on some fake stuff like that, bro, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. Those are not your friends. Treat time like it is more valuable than money. I think I put a typo here. They print money every day, bro. They print money every day, fam. Like, every single day. They cannot print more time. At least from what I know, they can't print more time. Time is actually your most valuable, scarce resource and asset. So like, when people are like trying to pull you in all these different directions, social media, friends, parties, hookups, all that stuff, it's like, dude, you're wasting your time. And this is like what you need. Like, to actually disappear, you need time. You need to reclaim your time. Identity shifting. Go and Google, or at least on Audible, go search Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza. Read the entire book. At the end of it, there are some exercises that I really recommend. They're not quick. Like, the meditations take about a month. The journaling takes a very long time. Basically, what you're going to be doing is writing down who you've been, how people would describe you as, even people that don't like you, how they would describe you, what you really like about yourself, what you don't like about, like, everything, right? Over the course of like a day or two. And then you're going to like cross-examine that and write down who you want to be, who they look like. It's going to get very deep. You are going to paint this picture. You're going to visualize stepping into the shoes of that person and like spending days in their shoes, right? And so you're going to become very comfortable with the idea eventually of like hypnotizing yourself, right? You can also do this through 0-point meditation, which, you know, in Parallel Universes of Self, I don't know if it's by the same author, it might be, but that's a great book because it talks about this concept of the fact that like, yeah, there's not like limitless realities, but there is like a lot of realities. There's so many that your brain could not even comprehend it. You can select any of these realities because you live in all of them simultaneously, and you can kind of just choose basically and quantum shift into one of those. And in order to do that, I'm a major fan of meditation. Not really because of the health benefits, although the health benefits are great. It is more of the idea that we can get our brains back into this like dreamlike state. And as we know about like theta waves and alpha waves, when you're closer to that state, your brain can't really distinguish between reality and dreams. And so it's very easy to influence your thoughts in your favor when you're controlling them and your brain is in that alpha theta like state. Does that make sense? It's like when it can't distinguish and you're telling it things that you've intentionally kind of just like seared into your brain. Dude, it's like a subconscious thing at that point. We know at this point that the brain is conscious matter. Why do I say that? Because when people look at particles, they behave differently. And so if we can influence particles, we basically influence matter because particles make up matter. And that means our brain is conscious matter. And that means we literally, like for this video, for example, this was just an idea in my brain. How are you watching it right now? We are creators. We are meant to create things, right? Understanding that you can literally influence matter is the freakiest thing. Crazy, bro. Like when you actually understand, like you're kind of like a sorcerer or like a conjurer almost. It's like, it's nuts. So tap into that. Tap in. What to do in your absence? You can do what I did, which is basically just make a pact with yourself that you're going to stay on the path. And for me, I did this through a routine. My routine looks like cold showers. And again, not really for the health benefits. It's like a reminder. When I take a cold shower, it reminds me I'm on this path. When I meditate, praying, being intentional in the morning with journaling, That's kind of like my like trinity, right? Maybe for you it's like writing down your morals and like your lines in the sands and stuff like that. Another one is like, you know, kind of this mantra of like creating more than I consume. And I'm not perfect with that all the time, of course, especially in this economy. It's very hard. Refining image. My future self looks like this. What do I specifically need to do to look like that person, right? And it's like small things, like very, very small things, but like these micro habits really start to compound, and then like one day you wake up and you're like, oh shit, I look really different. And like, yeah, dating is nonverbal. Interactions with people are nonverbal. Like most things in life are nonverbal. And so before I even open my mouth, I just want the other person to not only feel comfortable, but kind of like excited to talk to me, basically. I'm not saying you have to be like a great looking guy or girl. Just be somebody that looks approachable, professional, respectful, and kind of has this like aura, like this like unspoken respect thing, you know, like so people don't mess with you. You don't want people to do that. Returning to reality is going to be one of the hardest things that you do, and this is where people mess up the most, of course. Once you're in this new state, it's going to be so easy to like cash in and sabotage and all that stuff. It's going to be so easy. And so you kind of just have to treat it like the gym. You know, when you go to the gym and you get all these new gains, and it's like easy if you're maintaining the gains, right? Like it's like, yeah, just go to the gym a couple times a week and you're good. But you need to go. And you need to like stay on the diet. And sometimes it sucks, but you just have to. Don't flex. You know, flex indicates lack. Flex indicates that you don't actually belong in the frequency that you've cultivated and that you don't actually believe the things you have. So don't flex. And continue to ascend. You know, we are meant to be kind of like shedding our skin and constantly improving and all this stuff. And of course, enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? Like I really am not saying that you cannot enjoy yourself, that you can't just chill sometimes and go on the cool vacation and enjoy the good times. You know, I'm not saying that. But, you know, having this in the back of your mind, continuing to ascend, for me personally, people ask me all the time, like, what is my purpose? What is my ikigai and all this stuff? I am meant to create. I know this. I just know it. The thing that kind of backs that is like when I go to heaven or judgment day or whatever you want to call it, I know God is literally going to be like, okay, I gave you a lot of different talents and gifts. Why didn't you do X, Y, and Z? I don't really want to have that conversation. So I'm going to start doing things as much as I can. And I'm just going to like leave like a bunch of legacy content and do as many wacky, crazy, cool things that I possibly can. Because I really don't want to have that conversation. I really don't want God to be like, bro, I could have just given this talent to somebody else. That would be like heart-wrenching. And a lot of people are going to say, well, you never get a break. You never get to like hang out and relax and all this stuff. Like, what's the point? This is my favorite one. What's the point? And it's like, okay, like, you know, and this is like the most like Reddit nigga argument ever, right? Like this is like nihilist stuff, basically. I know the people that love Reddit, they're like, what did we do? Why are we catching strays? I love Reddit, but it's like, you know, the mentality, the kind of like the horde mentality of Reddit. It's like, well, nothing matters anyway, right? And it's like, it gets to a point where it's like, well, then this isn't the video for you, right? Like I'm talking to specifically people that are interested in becoming a version of themselves that can basically just ascend higher and higher and higher. Why? Because why not? And if you're basically telling me, well, why should I have nothing to say to you. We won't agree, so we can just agree to disagree, unfortunately. So that's the video, you guys. How to disappear completely and transform yourself. It's freaky stuff. It's very, very, at points, esoteric. And it's an interesting journey. So listen, we must stay focused. As I always say, we must stay focused. So lock in, subscribe or don't. I actually really don't care if you do or you don't. But it would be awesome if you did. I think our tribe needs to continue to grow, and we need to continue to show people the path. So y'all be easy. See you guys in the next one. Peace.